What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode in our coverage of Skyshine's Bedlam. So my first foray into this game, I liked it, but I was a little bit underwhelmed by some of the weird design decisions that they made. They patched the game this morning, and it seems like they've addressed some of the issues that I had with it, and so I think we're going to give it a second go. I was actually only going to cut a couple of episodes. After getting my feet wet with the game, I was kind of lukewarm about it, but since they decided to patch the game on release day, I figure we'll give it another run. At the bare minimum, we'll check how the game's changed. They changed around the blitz system, so it actually works very, very differently now. I'll explain once we get into the game. They side-graded or side-nerfed, I guess, snipers. They didn't get nerfed, but they didn't get buffed either. They kind of changed them a little bit. And it's not for the better or the worse. They just kind of function differently than they did before. And then I think just about everybody else has been buffed in one way or another. So I think it warrants taking another look at the game. Let's jump into a new run. They buffed the elites tremendously, by the way. All of the elites caught a fat buff. So elites are super hardcore right now. Bone Shaker is all that we have. Let's go normal. And we're going to jump on into our map. We got Half Knot on this side, Animosity Pass on that side. I like this path over here. They made it so that the fuel resources are a little bit easier. They nerfed the first level of engineering so that you can take 3 on the first turn, which is exactly what we're going to do to keep our crude in good supply. And then I think we're going to truck it on into Half Knot for right now. Half Knot. It's better to half than Half Knot. The enormous dozer carefully weaves through the overcrowded districts of Byzantine before descending into one of the fortification stations located at the city's outside walls. Inside the reinforced bunker, the crew performs a final inspection of the magnificent machine systems and engines before giving the green to the station's security personnel. With a prolonged clatter, the city's formidable omnium alloy barricades slowly part and the dozer forges ahead into the dreaded uncertainty of Bedlam. Alright, so nowhere else to go but right here. Ain't nowhere to go but south. We're going to get the event that we always get right here at the beginning where you get attacked by whatever factions, like group you're inside of. We'll hope that we get a good positioning for right now so that we can level up at least one person in this first combat. It's always my sternest goal. I always try my hardest. Ooh, hey, he's right on top of us on the first turn, so let's go ahead and feed him a couple of bullets. I try to feed kills to the sniper in the first battle to get him to level 3 if I can manage it, and so that's still what I'm going to endeavor to do. If we can get him up to level 2 right here on the front end of this fight, it'll be super swell. I don't know why he did that. That was a poor tactical decision. I would love to actually grab some of this stuff over here, but unfortunately, I would rather have him level up than lose a character on this turn, which is what's going to happen if I don't, because he deals 5 damage. The Blitz meter, how does it work differently? So the Blitz meter now fills up, and if nobody dies within 3 turns, enemies and allies included, then the enemy gets a Blitz turn. Now, this undoubtedly favors the AI, because I don't get a Blitz turn when they don't die for 3 turns, but at the same time, it's kind of an elegant solution and forces the game to be hectic and aggressive, while at the same time keeping people from kiting and playing super defensively. And I think it's a good change. It's way better than the previous system, which was just downright shitty, where you got punished like every 5 turns by losing one of your characters automatically. So I like the new change, and I think it's a much more elegant solution than the previous one, because now you just kind of got to think about, alright, I have 3 turns to kill somebody. As long as I keep that goal in mind, we should be good. So down he goes, and we've got a veteran sniper after the first combat, which is exactly where I wanted to be right now. So hooray for us. Our next thing, they've nerfed points of interest so that they take a lot less materials to get to. They still take the same amount of days, so just keep that in mind. But it is advantageous now to go ahead and take a look at some of the points of interest rather than just skipping all of them because resources are too scarce. For right now, I think since we have no wounds, I am going to take some points of interest, and we'll go ahead and take a look at some of the stuff that's available out here in the wasteland. As the crew explores the area, their attention is drawn by the noise of sputtering motors. From over a nearby dune comes a rickety-tracked vehicle towing a small trailer filled with scrap. The operator stops and watches the crew. Let's go and talk to him. Greetings, travelers. Pardons for the hesitation. Never know the intentions out here in the big chaos. Me, I'm just a harmless gatherer of the finest artifacts Bedlam has to offer, and well, it's mostly useless cruft, but the occasional treasure can be found. Don't suppose you got some fuel to spare. The old dust driver here's on fumes, and it'll take crude or fusion. Ain't got much in value in return, though, although I did find some kind of ancient math box buried deep out in the capacitor flats. Haggle? Sure. I'll take a chance on it. Grats to you, travelers. I'll be tracking on. Hope you find a use for that gadget. We got an ancient math box, so that looks like an Apple IIe. It kind of looks like the one I had when I was a kid. We lost 35, so that's not so terrible. I don't know what any of these things do, by the way. I've had them in my playthroughs, like loads and loads of playthroughs, and I've had loads and loads of stuff. None of it seems to really do anything so far that I can tell. Let's go ahead and we'll send out the away team towards this one, too. We're still at low difficulty or low threat, so I think we'll be alright. After climbing a rocky ridge, the crew discovers a makeshift shack assembled from various scrap nestled in the crevice of a cliff wall. Approaching cautiously, the crew notices a patch of fresh blood on the ground near the entrance. Well, if there's something I can't resist, it's a fresh crevice, so let's go take a look. Weapons at the ready, the crew enters the shack to find 2 fairly fresh corpses. Both men are holding bladed instruments and appear to have died from many deep cuts. On a nearby bench are several recently carved flanks of runcolo meat. Whatever the specifics, the 2 men clearly had some kind of altercation over the meat. The crew takes the meat and returns to the dozer with the valuable supplies. Okay, well, no harm, no foul. Let's head south. I was hoping we'd get some elites pretty soon, but no such luck so far. As the dozer travels along the road, it slows as you enter an area that was populated long ago. The great vehicle carefully steers between the crumbling buildings that were once towering structures. Ahead in the road is a group of Bedlam dwellers signaling for your attention. Several appear to be wounded. It's a ruse, I bet. Yep. The dozer comes to a halt and you disembark. However, as you approach the Bedlam's denizens, they throw off their garments to reveal their nudity. But even worse, they are hostile cyborgs. Hype this, you lunks. We're gonna smithereen you and take that monster of might for ourselves. I really don't think that's gonna turn out the way that you think it's gonna. I believe that this is gonna be bad for you. Oh, wow, we got a long-ass deployment, too. Okay, that sniper's gonna be nastily in range, though. So my estimation would be that we should probably get up inside his business and try and scare him. But with who? Or but with whom is the question. Nobody has the range that I need right now to get this done properly. He can get there. And so I think I'm going to do just that. I'm a tad worried that my... Oh, he's got 4 HP. I'm a tad worried that my lovely little friend over here is going to get himself scragged on the first turn. But if it's only 2 damage, it's only 2 damage. I mean, why be super paranoid about it? He's going to steal some of my crude. Actually, this is a magnificent opportunity to level up a trencher. So that's precisely what I'm going to do. Got a couple of guys running up in and on us right now. His range is going to be such that he deals 5 damage. That's a concern. Where can he move to? Close enough to cause some big pain. I'm going to focus on getting my snipey out of the way. Woo! There's a big hit. However, can you shoot from there? Oh, shoot from there then. We're going to level up a gunslinger too. Yay! Oh, you shot off the top half of his torso, man, and then something fell out of the insides too. Gnarly. Good for you. Ow, no! Don't do that. Okay. So this just became a little bit more drastic. I could feed a kill to the sniper. Actually, I can't. It looks like our main choice right now is just to rush and then kick him repeatedly in the groin until he falls over. Bam, bam, bomb. I guess you use the tactics that are available. We didn't lose anybody in that fight. But the unfortunate thing is these guys all have 1 kill, and it's now going to force them off of the battlefield in the interest of putting in people who work a little bit better. Or at least, you know, their parts have not been modified by the presence of lead. Move that over to there, move you to the back of the line. I could probably bring a second Deadeye along if I wanted to be a little bit more careful about this. Let's throw you in, and yeah, let's bring a second Deadeye along. I think having 2 veteran Deadeyes is never a poor choice. Let's see what's going on this side. We got ourselves an elite, and since all of the elites have been hugely buffed, King Viscera sent Biv Trumbull. King Viscera sent Biv Trumbull to splatter you soft little flashers with me roto cannon. It's gonna be messy. Ah. I like getting in there with the voices. I don't know. It's fun for me if it's fun for you, and so I figure let's bring more people. I like not losing characters, and so I'm gonna bring a ton of people. Maybe not another Deadeye though. Let's maintain some semblance of mobility here, just in case we need it. Every time I dread the outset of combat in this game, because you never know. Let's go ahead and stack up the snipers, and he can do whatever the hell he wants. Although my guess is that, oh, well, that's not so bad. You can't kill him, I suppose. Yep. Well, there it is, I guess. So, combat over? Pretty painless. I don't know. Tear it off quick like a band-aid, I guess. We'll get the gear repaired and you'll get smithereen, Space Marine. There's no Space Marines here, but... Alright, I'll give you. Got the best of Biv Trumbull. Alright with you. Maybe it's the best chance of wiping that bosun dragger King Viscera over the map. Yay, we got Biv Trumbull. He's useful. He's nice to have around. I suppose we'll go this way. We gotta burn up some days right now and get ourselves healed. As the dozer travels along the road, it slows as you enter an area that was populated long ago. The great vehicle carefully steers between the crumbling buildings that were once towering structures. Ahead in the road is a group of Bedlam dwellers signaling for your attention. Well, this already backfired on us already. Yay, more nudity and more cyborgs!
Wipe this, ya lunks. We're gonna smithereen ya and take that monster of might for ourselves.
Hey, Biv, you want to get in here and shoot some people in the face? How does that prospect find you? Does it find you happy? Does it find you sad? Does it find you lukewarm? Well, it doesn't matter because you're coming with me and you're getting in on the combat right now. Hoping I can level up this gunslinger at some point because the gunslinger buff is actually pretty significant. It makes him a really useful character. He deals like 5 damage on his next thing, which is actually enough to scrag a lot of people if you need to. We got good old Biv here. I'm going to bring another melee in too. Why not? The melees got buffed as well. They actually deal decent damage too. I actually thought that they would actually buff them in a much more sideways fashion, I guess. I don't know. So we got a gunslinger on this side. I move him back. It buys us a little bit of time. Presuming, however, they don't advance. How hard does he hit? He hits for 2. How far can he move? I mean, they're kind of screwed right now. They like have to step inside my firing range to get at anybody, so might as well leave it for right now, I suppose. Can I bypass a turn? Is that even possible? Like, is that a thing that I can do? I mean, I suppose I could just do the same thing, like going like that. There it is. So we can either feed the kill to him, or we can feed the kill to him. I think it's a better plan to feed the kill to him. I'm going to try and save my elites to kind of like last resort. Okay, so we got a miss on that side. Now we got to determine whether it's worth it or not. I'm going to break off his line of sight right here, actually. And on the next turn, if we have to, I can move people around. Oh, look at that. He wants him. He wants him bad. Let's get that kill. He's now a veteran, which means he has dual-mounted, not dual-mounted, but dual-wielded roto cannons, which is the shit. He now deals 5 damage as well, so, you know, shove that down your pipe and I suppose consume it for fuel. Yeah, I figured something like that might happen. You can duke it out and slug it out on this side. Ain't gonna do as much good, though. However, oh, it missed. Oh, he deals 5 damage? Oh, balls. I thought he dealt 2 like all the other ones. Okay, so he gotta go. Run away! How far can... No, don't do that. I mean, I guess we could do that. But now we gotta gamble on the fact that maybe we can hit him twice. How far can he move? Pretty goddamn far. He can move far. Can he get to the sniper? Oh, he totally can. Well, then let's waylay that activity right now. I mean, he's got to move either way, and he's in cover right now, which puts me in a weird position. And I don't much like it. He's still in cover, but we'll drop stomp him real fast. Not the best fight for me. Probably a waste of a soldier. Definitely a waste of a soldier. But too late to worry about it now. Mountains and molehills and all that. I think I'm going to keep on... let's do some random events. Why not? Points of interest. They can be hit or miss, but occasionally you get some good stuff out of them. While traveling through an area of scrap and rubble, the crew's attention is drawn by the nearby crackle of fusion power. Moving through the debris-filled zone, they discover a barricaded area. Inside are several cyborgs modifying equipment to charge and store power cells. Yeah, let's fight them.
You want these sparkers, you're gonna have to take them the hard way. And that's our favorite way to do things.
I prefer to keep it hard, too. It's a matter of personal preference. I mean, if you can have hard or soft, might as well go with hard because, you know, that's life. Let's go ahead.
Be aware of the blitzometer.
I don't know if I want to call it the blitzometer or the blitzometer. I don't know. I kind of like both. Oh, look, Snipey. You've got a shot, but then you're going to die on the next turn because he's going to be able to run up on you super hardcoresies mode. I don't like this deployment. This deployment makes me sad. Well, sacrificial lamb. Do your thing, maybe? I do have an equalizer right now that I could use to lower damage. Huh. Definitely problematic. And these guys are deployed so far away that they might as well be useless. He hits for 2. Alright, move up in there and see if maybe you can occupy him. I don't think a trencher could resist, and I'm glad to see that I was right about that. Although he still got up inside my business. So I'm going to have to move Biv over to here. And Biv's going to have to be the hero of the day to save that sniper. On this side, we could take a risk, and the risk paid off, so that's good. I'm going to move. How far can he move? Pretty far? I'm going to make him make a decision. He's going to have to choose who he wants to go after. I'm not just going to let him have it. I mean, I'm going to let him have it, but it's going to be with bullets. You know what I mean. Not a terrible fight for us. Worked out. No damage sustained aside from this one little guy over here. He'll probably be okay on the long run. I mean, in the long haul, what are we worried about here? We're going to lose the game and have to restart again? I mean, it's kind of the point, isn't it? Let's get some upgrades running, shall we? I think. Does that cost 5? Does it still cost 5? No, it costs 10. Okay, so we'll go 10 in right there. We'll go 10 in right there. I think they've actually made a really good decision. They nerfed some of the costs on buying upgrades as well. And I think, by and large, they made some pretty good calls. I think they addressed the concerns that the community had vented on the forums and things like that. And then I think they also watched a bunch of gameplay videos and stuff, too, because they're definitely... I like the fact that they went through and took 2 days to just like polish the game before it came out in official release. I think that was a smart decision. Because as the game stood 3 or 4 days ago when I first started releasing, there were a lot of rough edges. While traveling through a canyon, the crew hears the echoing of weapon fire from nearby. At the other end of the canyon, a large caravan of nomads have stopped. They are under siege by a swarm of skittering troglopods, pustule vermin of Bedlam, where's my mind at? Vermin of Bedlam. Several of the nomads are attempting to fend them off with archaic slug throwers, but the sheer number of the critters are bound to overwhelm them. We'll intervene. The crew's advanced firepower proves no match for the troglopods, splattering them to messy trunks in great numbers. The vermin retreat, dashing out of sight over rocks and into crevices. The apparent leader of the nomads approaches. Fortuitous arrivals! Grats to you, travelers. We wouldn't have lasted another sun against that horde of horrids. We've footed for long enough without signs of hope. Well, you want to come aboard? Indeed. Riding in a grand machine rather than forever footing the hellified lands? A pleasure would be ours indeed. Indeed. Cool. Well, we got some passengers. I wish we could have got some meat out of the troglopods, but it is what it is. That'll be useful. What we'll do is we'll sell them into slavery later on, or we'll trade them for goods later on. It'll be fine. Check down here real quick. After climbing a rocky ridge, the crew discovers a makeshift shack assembled from scrap. We find a pile of fresh blood on the ground near the entrance. Let's see here. Oh, we got this already. So, it's 2 guys. They got into a fight over dinner. I think we had that event already. We've got another opportunity to get ourselves a loverly elite over here, and so I'm going to take it.
Turn the rock be giving you malts the belly of the boil. Turn your malts into meat chowder.
Okay, well, I'll probably keep things configured as they are right now. Chundarok is a really, really good character. He's actually an elite trencher. So having him around will be... Our penchant for violence will go up. Our penchant for violence will increase as we get our trenchers, so that makes me pretty happy. How far can you move there? Okay. Well, then I'll move you over. Maybe let's get you into some semblance of cover. He's going to be able to fire if I do that, though, so let's just hang back for a minute. Break line of sight if we can. Let's try and figure out what these guys are going to do before they go any further. Can't get a shot right there. I'm going to keep it tight on this side. And maybe move one into cover right there. Although we are playing with borrowed time right now, so... Things to consider along the way. The blitz meter is going to be full very, very shortly. How does he hit for? 7? He hits for 7. Okay. With the movement that we've been afforded on this side... I think the best way we could play this is to take Biv Trumbull and get into combat here. I would actually prefer to do it in such a way that it blocks him from attacking the sniper too, if we can make it work along the way. Although Biv, do you have the HP to actually suffer one of his hits? He hits for 8, so I think we're just going to have to live with this one. Yep. Tolerable resolution. Unless we double miss right here, and then the gods of RNG are just going to hose us. Okay, so we reset the blitzometer. If we missed twice right there, it would have been several shades of shitty. It would have been really, really bad. On this side, we have the opportunity. No, that won't kill him. Okay, so we need hit. Wait, do you do 5? Oh, well, then we're going to have to play this a little bit more aggressively than I would like. However, don't have much of a choice, so probably take a shot on this side from this guy. Yeah. Unfortunate. Not really helpable, though, so, you know, you take what you can get out of these fights. That's going to feed us a level up. You don't heal anymore from level ups, by the way, so if you were hoping on that to be something that was going to save you along the way, unfortunately, doesn't work like that no mo. You can't level up anymore and save your characters from dying and low HP and all that sort of stuff. The game forces you into a position where now you have to cycle people in and out, so... given the fact that they buffed a lot of the characters, I suppose that's probably for the better.
Chunderok got the hungries after all this fighting. Chunderok come with you, Morts, and replenish his belly.
Chunderok joined the Dozer crew. Hooray. And it appears as though we're sitting on top of kind of a waste of fuel and some of our other resources. But we got ourselves another elite, so... you know, not so terrible. He's going to heal in 16 days. We'll swap in Chunderok. He's got 7 HP. We'll swap out the sniper. We'll keep the bad sniper in. And then we'll move that over to there. Keep the trenchers and you guys toward the front. He should be able to heal up pretty quickly so long as we keep ourselves trucking, so not that worried about it. As the Dozer travels along the road, you notice a figure atop a craggy bluff. It appears to be a large improvised statue of an intimidating armored man. The spike-covered outfit and grimacing helmet indicate the statue was constructed in recognition to King Viscera, the ruthless self-proclaimed overlord of Bedlam. It was likely assembled by local Bedlam dwellers in an attempt to appease King Viscera and absolve themselves from his wrath. The Dozer continues along the road. Sounds good to me. I mean, we're going to break it off right here, I think. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Bedlam. I will see you all next time. Hi-do, everybody.